Hi everyone, my name is Greg. I am 16 years old, and I want to tell you about the time that I got extremely embarrassed at school. Have you ever had something so bad happen that you just wanted to hide under a blanket and disappear? Let me know if you have, and tell me how you got out of it. Maybe it will help me. But before I tell you what really happened, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It actually started out as what I thought was a good thing involving this girl Amber, who I had a crush on since forever. She was beautiful, but a popular girl way out of my league who I had never even spoken to before. Me and my friend James weren't exactly popular, but we weren't unpopular either. We mostly just hung out with each other and played video games. Neither of us ever had a girlfriend, or even kissed a girl. We were hoping we could have at least one of those things happen before we graduated. And I was set on mine being with Amber. One day after school, I was at James' house playing video games when my phone buzzed. I paused the game to look at it, and to my amazement, it was a photo of Amber. It wasn't just any old photo either. It was a real private one. She was in just her undergarments, and I couldn't believe she had sent that to me. She was student body president, so she had access to everyone's numbers, and everyone had hers. I saved it in my phone in case one day I worked up enough courage to talk to her. I showed James the photo and asked him what I should do about it. He told me that it was strange that she never spoke to me before, but that I should try talking to her at school the next day. So, I didn't respond to the photo, and instead the next morning tried to show up at her locker. I smiled at her, but she just turned away with a weird look. I was so confused that she would send me a photo yesterday and then ignore me today. My only thought was that maybe the photo was meant for someone else and not me. There were two Gregs in the school, and the other one was a senior and on the football team. Maybe that's who she meant to send it to. Still, I decided to make a bad decision and text her back after the photo. She responded and we spoke back and forth. She asked me about football, and at that point I knew that she thought she was talking to the other Greg, and I should tell her what was going on. Instead, I made the poor decision to pretend that I was him. I had been waiting years to speak to her, and I didn't want it to end just yet. That's probably when I should have stopped, though, because it went downhill from there. The next day at school, I didn't see her and asked my friend James if he knew where she was. James knew what I was doing with texting Amber, so he knew that I was partially to blame for what happened to her that morning. Apparently, she approached the other Greg and started flirting with him outside of his locker. He had no idea who she even was and told her to her face that he had no interest in her. She was so mortified that she ran out of the school and went home for the day. I felt really crappy for what I did to her. I pretended to be that guy, and all I accomplished was embarrassing her. I decided that night I would text her and tell her the truth, that I was actually who I was, and she must have sent that picture to the wrong Greg. She asked me why I did it, and I explained that I had a crush on her for years and never had the courage to speak to her before. When I got her picture, though, it was my chance and I moved in on it. I expected her to be angry, but instead she seemed rather calm. She said that now she knew it was me if I would send a picture back to her. I never had the best body, but I sent her a photo of me in my boxers anyway. Then she didn't say anything or respond back, which confused me. The next day at school, though, it all made sense when I walked through the doors. That photo of me and the text that I admitted lying to her were all over the walls. Everyone saw them, and when I walked down the hall, I was getting pointed and laughed at. She set me up to embarrass me in front of the entire school as revenge for what I had done. She was back at her locker laughing with her friends again, and I realized I kind of deserved what had happened to me. I lied and embarrassed her, so she decided to do the same exact thing to me. People wrote catfish on my locker, and I had to go the whole day with people laughing at me. The posters on the walls caught the attention of the principal, of course, and I had to explain to him what happened. I got lectured about the dangers of impersonating someone and told that the posters would get taken down by tomorrow. That's how one accidental picture from my crush ended up with me being humiliated in front of the entire school. All I wanted to do was hide under the covers and wait 2 more years until my graduation. It's too late for me, but if you know how to make an entire school forget about something, I'm sure someone out there would like to know. And if Amber is watching this, I just want to apologize for what I did and let you know that I learned my lesson.